Yeah, just on the point of the Attorney General's press conference, which Felix justifies, I think he also said that a lot of the things the Attorney General will say will end up in court anyway. But that's really where the catch is.
Sorry, Robert Coleman wants a copy of your book.
Oh, for sure.
Autographed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes. Of Wembley Stadium.
What do you call it?
Well, Robert's going to pay.
No. You have to pay for
the market.
You have to bring an invoice. Exactly. You have to bring my invoice.
No, he says
He has
to bring an invoice for marketing. He has to bring you an invoice for marketing your book.
You see, the Attorney General says these things, and Felix says that these are things that will be established in court, so there's no problem, and that Hanan and all of those people who are mentioned in those Attorney General press conferences have not been jailed because he mentioned them. All of that is true. But the fundamental principle that underpins legal issues is the Adom-Otchere patem rule. You always have to hear the other side. When these matters are said in court, if the Attorney General comes in court and says, Hanan has stolen money, he has this, Hanan will be there. And the judge will say that, okay, lawyer cross-examine. And the public can see. And I agree with the view that these high-profile criminal trials perhaps should be given live coverage on television. And that will be another step in our democracy. The Kwabena Dubois trial goes on with so much controversy. The other day, Atachan, the lawyer, is reported to have walked out of the court and left Kwabena Dubois in there because he was concerned about something. And he keeps complaining about the attitude of the judge and things that we cannot see if we're not in court. It might be useful for the acting Chief Justice, and who is not going to become Chief Justice soon, to look at these matters and see whether we can have high-profile corruption. Because of the way corruption is so important to every Ghanaian, we may have to have these high-profile corruption trials beamed live on television for everyone to see, check the demeanor of the accused person, the demeanor of the Attorney General, the judge, and all of that, so we can have a real democracy working. So if you go and say somebody has stolen a press conference that you are addressed, that the person is not there, it's very different from saying it in court. You are entirely allowed to say it in court, where the person is there to challenge it. That's the real issue. But if you say it and I hear you and I don't hear the person, and because we all believe government, I believe you, and then it forms an image of the person in my mind, that's really unfair. And that's what I'm coming to about how the optics can be very different from the real prosecution. So yes, I agree with him. The Attorney General will say these things in court, but it is only in court that he should be able to say it. He should be allowed to say these details only in court, because there in court, there are processes. The person can respond. The judge can mention that this one is not part of it. The judge can say that, no. You are going to other matters that are not part of it. Stay within there. At the press conference, it's free for all, and the guy is not there. Should Hanan also construct a press conference today and say that this and that and that and that? He's not a government official. Not many people will believe his press conference as compared to the Attorney General's press conference. So yes, two things that we can take away. Let's see whether we can have a live coverage of high-profile criminal trials so every Ghanaian can see. And also, if the Attorney General speaks and the people are not there to defend themselves, that's really the crux of the matter. I think that's what I want to say about
but again, the Adom-Otchere party. In fact, instructively, within minutes, I think 5 minutes or so, of the end of the Attorney General's press conference, I saw Hanan issue a statement flatly denying what the Attorney General had said, and he's entitled to do so. He's entitled to do so. Indeed, in the political space, we are accused of all manner of things. I mean, I woke up one day and every people had all splashed all over social media that I had bought 2 houses because Mr. Rollins had said so. They said I had collected some money.
Didn't mention your name.
Yeah, but then people have attributed it to me.
Oh, that's
yes.
That's political mischief.
They said that.
Why didn't they attribute it to Stan?
Absolutely.
To Stan or to another person?
They said that.
Political mischief.
I had collected some money to give to Charlotte. I said these things are said all the time. I issued statements debunking same, and I left with a clean conscience because I knew that it was completely false. You understand me? So that things will be said about you as a political actor is not unusual. But if the Attorney General says that I am the attorney, and mind you, prosecutions cost money. He has to put together a docket. Sometimes he has to hire special investigators, hire special auditors, hire experts to proffer an opinion on the facts that he has found. So it costs money. It is the public purse that will be opened up for that to be done. The Attorney General is an official. So once in a while we hear that the Attorney General has caused the arrest of Paul. Often when that happens, the reasons for doing so are not stated. So Paul is held in police custody or CID custody or BNI custody, or these days they are called NIB custody for some time. Party people swarm the place to protest and demand Paul's release. Then the BNI may issue a terse statement that they are holding Paul in connection with an investigation they are doing. Nothing is said. People can accuse the government of a politically motivated witch hunt against Paul because he is a vociferous critic of government. They can say that because Paul has a disagreement with a particular powerful person in government, they are teaching him where power lies and all that. Then the Attorney General takes the case over and says that I am going to court. that process somehow limits Paul's freedoms as a citizen. Because rather than living his normal life, he has to go to court every time that the case is called. Sometimes, even in the course of the trial, fresh charges can be slapped on him, he can be rearrested and all of that. The Attorney General owes an explanation to the people on how he is using the mandate and how that mandate is being executed and why it is even necessary to use that mandate in the first place. So and especially in circumstances where there is legitimate public interest in oral, every now and then you hear public criticism. In fact, both within actors of the National Democratic Congress and out actors within, MP people go at the Attorney General, accuse him of a lackadaisical attitude. They say that oral is dead. And when Mr. Dumelovo made his comments a few days ago, the MPP jumped on it. I've told you about an MP, I think the MP from Menchia South, who has claimed that he has vindicated the MPP. So there's genuine public interest in how oral is being implemented. And oral was a campaign promise. This is a specific item based on which a section of the electorate voted for President Mahama. They expect outcomes. There's something called process communication. Between the time that you start something and the time that you finish, it's a certain period. In between that period, if you don't engage the public and communicate, they may think that you're actually not doing it. So if President Mahama has stood on a platform and promised that he will look into cases of corruption, where it is necessary to do retrievals, he will do so. And where it is necessary to prosecute, he will ensure that that is done. If word does not go out to the public that that is being done, the public may be justified in thinking that it has not been done. So it is part of the things that government is doing. For instance, when there is performance on the economy, the finance minister holds regular briefings. Indeed, in November this year, at a certain date, or on a certain date, he will go to Parliament to present the 2026 budget. He will give an account of the implementation of the 2025 budget and what we should look out for. The health minister, all things being equal, will be on the government accountability series on Monday to speak to some developments in the health sector. The fisheries minister has been there. The late defense minister, Dr. Manabuani, was there. Honorable Muntaka kick-started the process when he briefed the public. So why is the Attorney General unable to do the same things that all public officials do, accounting for what he is doing? And I have told you also that it is not novel. We say that this undermines democracy and that it affects the liberties of individuals concerned. But in the most liberal democracies, where even the rights of animals are upheld, I mean, there was an instance of a footballer, Zuma, he used to play for West Ham, who was videoed kicking his cat. Because of that, the supporters of West Ham demanded his immediate dismissal from the team. Yeah. I think that he was even fined by a court.
Yes, he was.
For behaving that way.
Yes, he was.
So this is a society where even the rights of animals are preserved, let alone human beings, where the rights of human beings are taken very seriously. Okay. But even in those societies, the president of the country, when he is under investigation, becomes a subject of commentary by those doing the investigation. Okay. When a decision is made to prosecute, they account for why it must go. Why? O.J. Simpson, perhaps the most famous case. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, and Paul can correct me because he's been around longer, it was the first time that cameras were allowed into a court. Okay. The proceedings were aired every single day of the trial. Okay. The prosecutors publicly, in front of the media, stated what evidence they are relying on. In the end, O.J. Simpson was acquitted. So the mere fact that the Attorney General publicly says that you have done ABC does not mean that if he goes to court, necessarily the court will acquit you, because you will have opportunity to challenge the Attorney General's claims. Okay. And indeed, in the Kwabena Adubuahin case, the moment the Attorney General finished the briefing, Adom-Otchere issued a statement on behalf of his client, denying all the claims against him. Hanan did same. All those who have been accused have done same. But I don't think that we can say that there's anything wrong with the Attorney General telling us what he will say in court. And let me reiterate, court proceedings are not secret. In fact, except in exceptional circumstances where the judge can cite national security considerations or some other important consideration, all proceedings are open to the public. Tomorrow, you can walk into a court in Ghana on Monday and observe proceedings, whether you have an interest in it or not. So it is not something that is hidden. And every now and then, when major developments happen in court, it is always on the media. Because, in fact, Metro, you have a court correspondent, don't you?
We do.
Why do you have that correspondent? So that he will bring to you what is happening in the courts. Right. So I don't think that the Attorney General has done anything wrong. It is something that will continue. Okay. It is in the public interest that these things are done. Okay. But the ultimate test is in the court. Nobody is convicted because the Attorney General says he has committed a crime.
All right.